Fotos has impacted my life in many ways. One of them is how I built my confidence more. I'm more open to new things and people.
Las Fotos has changed my life a lot. I didn't really see myself being a teacher, and it's become one of my favorite things. I look forward to every week. You meet these young girls and you see them grow up and their work progresses just as much, and it's just the most amazing thing and most amazing feeling.
I know some of these girls from when they're 9th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, and then suddenly they're out in the world as professionals and they're connecting with me on LinkedIn. It's always really surprising and exciting.
When I first entered the doors, it was nice seeing everybody because I was really scared at first. I didn't know anybody. It was my first time joining a club about photography, and they welcomed me with open arms. They were very kind and sweet to me, even the students that had been there for so long. And after that, I was just I'm coming here forever.
When I first started, I wanted to become a photographer. My second to fourth semester, I wanted to become a cinematographer, then a director of photography, and then I wanted to go into communications, and then I started to figure out my career path through Las Fotos Project. I started to find different characteristics that I didn't even know I had. I didn't know I was good at connecting with others. I didn't know I was really good at speeches. I didn't know that I could come out of my comfort zone and connect with a bunch of artists that are making a living out of their art.
When I was getting my BFA in photography, I just didn't know how to take pictures ethically, and I was actively seeking out mentorship and was unable to find that. So I went into a career in pastry for 10 years, and in the last couple of years, I just kept feeling compelled to go back to photography. That's when I decided to look for an organization that supported young students in photography. I hoped that I could support the students in a way that I wish I had been supported.
When I was growing up, I didn't have anyone to really look up to, and especially when I started taking photos, I didn't have anyone that did it as well. So I want to make sure that these girls can get the best education they can from me, but also life lessons so they realize their worth.
The first day that I asked my mom to come to orientation, this was the first organization that she was like, oh yeah, I really like them. I want to support them. Because at first she didn't believe it. At first she was like, if we go in there and they ask us for money, we're leaving. And I'm like, no, this is real. Yeah, she came out of it really happy. And I think having her see how many opportunities, to the point where I have a job with them, it has obviously reassured her that it was the right choice.
There aren't too many female-centered places, especially in communities of color. I know for a fact that my daughters, from the experience of being part of Las Fotos, they've realized, oh wow, you can make a career out of this. I think that they've gotten the confidence to say, you know what, I can actually dream this into manifesting itself.
The very first show after her first class, it was a packed house. Just seeing how happy she was and seeing all of their hard work up on the walls and seeing people appreciate it, that's one of my fondest memories.
I like taking photos because I like capturing moments in my life, even the small ones like achievements or downfalls, or I just like capturing those special little places that I find dear to my heart. My grandmother and my mother, they don't like being taking pictures of them, and being featured in the Washington Post, my grandmother allowed me to take pictures of her, and it was thank you, Grandma, finally, jeez. It makes me happy because now she trusts me to take good photos.
I think it's a common thing in immigrant families in particular. Our mothers and our grandmothers and our aunts, they're so resistant to having their photo taken. Each student had issues with that, and we had to keep asking them to push to try to tell their subjects that, they are worthy of having their photo taken, their story is important, they are important, and it was like pulling teeth just to get the subjects to comply with the photography. And so the end result was that much more inspiring to see it all come together and for them to kind of understand what the students saw in them.
Getting to photograph the Golden Globes, that was really a big moment for me. I just remember being there and thinking to myself oh, this is why my mom would move to the United States, for me to have opportunities like this. Aside from my mentor, Joey, we were the only 2 women of color there. So it just felt really cool to take up space in that way. I was just 19 at the time, so it just felt really surreal, and that was just thanks to Las Fotos Project.
I really wanted to say thank you to everybody at Las Fotos because it's been really a positive experience for not just my girls, but for us as a family. I consider them part of our larger chosen family, and I really thank them for creating that safe space for girls.
If it wasn't for LFP, I think that there's so much talent that would go undiscovered. You don't see women photographers, and it's great that we're building that up finally. It's not a man's world, it's a woman's world now.
We really hope that Las Fotos Project grows to become an organization that is a new way of looking at advocacy and a new way at looking at empowerment for young women. Right now, we're celebrating an age of change with Las Fotos Project. We will be opening a new gallery and studio space in Boyle Heights. We're celebrating 10 years of beautiful photography from our students in the last decade. And we're also launching a new celebration of the next 10 years of our students' photography and storytelling. Our community members can come and see the amazing work our students have produced. They'll be able to access affordable photography services. We really hope that you all will join us for this opening of our new photography studio, which will be happening in 2021. And if you're seeing this after 2021, we hope that you've already visited our space. My name is Lucia Torres. I'm the Executive Director of Las Fotos Project. I really want to thank you for joining us on this journey of looking back at the organization and understanding the impact that the organization has had on our students and the surrounding community as well.